I'm encouraged. It's a great start, but at the same time, I'm also realistic, and I recognize that it is one thing to agree to a truce. It is quite another to keep that truce. Still, one should not one should not underestimate the possibilities. One should not in any way seek to foreclose on the hope that the agreement brings with it. It's just that, on the other hand, I want to be cautious so that we recognize, all of us in the society to whom the start is so important, we recognize that there is still a tough road to hoe, and that there is going to be a great deal of work to be done. There will be setbacks, but ultimately to keep this thing in place will require tremendous effort.
Prime Minister, were there any concessions given on your part to these gang leaders in order to get their agreement?
No, nobody asked for any concessions. It was a straight talk. It was a matter of our saying that this is a cycle of senseless violence, that they themselves were so terribly at risk. The amount of people from among their own ranks that had died was horrendous, but that even more fundamental was the fact that non-combatants, that civilians were being hurt and killed, and that we had reached a point where the society could no longer tolerate this. The leaders were quite clear on their acceptance of the facts. They themselves spoke out against the absolute absurdity of the situation, against the fact that here were young people dying needlessly and senselessly, and here was a society, particularly in Belize City, being held to ransom, all for no good reason that anyone can see. So there was not any need for any concessions. There was a need for straight talk, and that's what occurred. Of course, government has always been committed to trying to expand social and employment opportunities in the tough neighborhoods of Belize City. But as I pointed out, we can't even do that except there is, first of all, the truce that will be put into effect and maintained. There is the case of Raymond Killagentle, whom government employed as a contractor, and who then in turn hired a number of people from his neighborhood, and he was killed on his work site. So government can't fund projects in neighborhoods that will see beautification or improvement of neighborhoods by way of employment given to the neighborhood young people if there's not a safe environment in which that can take place. So while government repeated its commitment to have that happen, to have the projects be funded and be implemented and become operational once the safe environment can be created, this was not anything new, and I certainly don't see it as a concession.